first year in the W. She's already missed 5 games with a quad injury this season and now will add tonight to the list. Clark, unfortunately, is in a shooting slump as well.
Caitlin Clark, already well known for her amazing shooting range and exceptional capacity to view the entire court, has recently completed something that nobody believed was feasible. Initially, the audience went entirely too horrified to respond. They were mute. Next, in a surge of amazement and enthusiasm, the cheers erupted around the arena. Thus, the specific action she took that was so revolutionary? How might a single player change each team's perspective in the WNBA? Come discover what Caitlin Clark changed the WNBA in the process. Forever. Caitlin Clark's groundbreaking methods. Never before has Caitlin Clark played the standard game of basketball, and that has been evident since her time in college, the University of Iowa's days. Since the beginning, she has contested the thoughts about what's feasible on the court. The majority of coaches instruct athletes to make astute close-range shots and stay away from dangerously long ones. However, Clark has turned around that way of thinking. Right now, in her first professional season, she's kept pushing the boundaries of what players believed was feasible in the game. She repeatedly takes and creates shots from a great distance away from where most players would be brave enough to attempt. A portion of her three-pointers are made from a distance behind the line of authority, and some have entered from close to the middle of the court. Many people would consider these to be desperate, low-percentage efforts. However, they are a part of Clark's everyday toolbox. What is actually revolutionary is not only the distance but also the way she does it. According to sports analysts, she's using a special ability known as gravity manipulation. Thus, her presence on defenders are drawn toward her by the court, despite her distance from the basket. Since she poses such a serious risk, the defense must extend unreasonably far, giving her more room to move around teammates. This fundamentally alters how teams must protect her and how crimes can be committed. Her shooting form is a major component of the magic as well. The majority of players fight merely to get to the edge from such great distances. However, Clark's time, her release, and the manner in which she carries out her shot and gives her both strength and precision. She simply throws the ball up and it takes off with complete mastery, turning it into a reality, scoring danger each and every time. Coaches now and athletes nationwide are focusing. They want to know if Caitlin Clark's fashion sense goes beyond simply thrilling. It could be the start of a very different approach to basketball. Her achievement could motivate the next generation of players to engage in more intense practice shots and urge trainers to reconsider how they arrange the stage and how they get points on the court. This rapidly changing game, Caitlin Clark's the rookie season has accomplished more than win over supporters. It has transformed basketball. Statisticians and professionals reconsider some of the most fundamental concepts of how the game ought to be played at the professional degree, particularly in basketball for women. In the course of her initial, Clark's WNBA average for the year was 19.2 points for each match, which is now amazing. However, it's how she scores those points that are genuinely outstanding. She made numerous attempts at around 8.1 three-pointers per game and succeeded in hitting 34.4% of them. That degree of accuracy and volume is incredibly uncommon in the history of the WNBA. Indeed, around 44% of all she took photographs from outside the three-point line, an indication that she's not shooting lengthy pictures only sometimes, although is developing her whole assault strategy all around them. And this is the amazing section. Although a lot of her shots are far away from the arc, her efficient The percentage of field goals is at a high 52.9%. Thus, her daring-looking photos are statistically equal to or greater than, more so than conventional ones. Clark's shooting patterns have compelled analysts to restart from the beginning. For decades, according to basketball theory long D, photos of distance taken from a distance of several feet were ineffective behind the arc and ought to be avoided. However, Clark is demonstrating that once you possess the ability, with assurance and precision, these shots can be incredibly intelligent and hazardous to adversaries. And her abilities go well beyond only firing, as the Clark is the main ball handler on her squad, is organizing, not simply scoring. The transgression, her help with turnover, 2.31 ratio indicates that she constantly makes wise choices and gives her opportunities to score colleagues, frequently in unexpected and innovative methods. What further enhances her of a game share is the frequency of her three-pointers that are deep and that other players wouldn't even try. For most, these would be seen negatively by athletes. Shots, painful low-percentage attempts. The group, however, they are a part of Clark's of a strategic approach that is changing the game of basketball. Now, for what length of time can teams stay up with her? Can they actually stand up to her for each match or a whole season without deteriorating? Let's investigate more. The protective effect of Clark. Caitlin. Clark has an amazing shooting range, radically altered how other teams against the Indiana Fever play defense. Her capacity to shoot long shots from long past the three-point line there has made the opposing coaches remove their typical playbooks and devise completely new tactics. Typically, defenders remain near the three-point line arc, but that's simply not the case with Clark. Sufficient. They must now begin protecting the moment she reaches the half court, occasionally even earlier. This change makes expansive areas on the court that didn't exist previously. When the defenders extend to encompass Clark so far away from the basket, it creates spacious pathways for her teammates to either make it or drive through fast passes. It makes the Fever worse. Space to function, both when they're breaking quickly and when they're preparing plays in the half-court area. One approach that has gained popularity is the one defense and a box. In this configuration, four defenders surround the area in a box shape. Paint as a defender pursues Clark, like a shadow wherever she goes. Regardless of whether she holds the ball or not at all, she always has someone glued to her. However, there is a price for this. Using a single player, not included in the team's usual defensive structure, makes protecting more difficult. All others, particularly when Clark's colleagues make good use of that extra room. Teams even start double in some instances, joining up with Clark as soon as she crosses half court. This puts her under pressure, but also provides a significant chance. With two defenders intent, someone else is always left on Clark open. The Fever can therefore execute plays created to capitalize on these four scenarios. Caitlin Clark's amazing capacity to create long distance-based photos have sparked a trend of shift in the way that young athletes throughout the nation is learning how to play basketball in fitness facilities and training facilities. Children around the country are watching Clark and attempting to replicate her deep three-point shot shooting. They wish to fire from the same great distances that she travels and are putting forth a lot of effort to strengthen the expertise and balance required to pull it off precisely. Consequently, basketball training regimens are changing. Trainers and coaches say the demand is currently significantly greater for lectures that concentrate particularly on firing from far away from the arc, strength training, and specific drills. Exercises are being added to assist young people sportsmen shoot from the past, regarded as being too distant. These routines frequently emphasize core strength, leg power, and honing your shooting technique, due to the fact that throwing the ball close, it takes much more than just a half-court to powerful arm. College and high school coaches are also listening carefully. Many people are starting to reconsider how they impart offensive skills. For many years, coaches instructed players to only use marijuana percent attempts, primarily layups, brief three-pointers, or jumpers near the arc. However, Clark's accomplishments demonstrate that if a player possesses the ability and confidence, it can be wise to take deeper shots, decisions that change the game. Now, a few teams are modifying their whole offensive strategy. Playbooks that provide greater autonomy to skilled shooters. Even power and programs for conditioning are being revamped. Trainers are collaborating with players on creating the type of sports. Caitlin Clark's balance and strength enables shooting from nearly any location on the court without becoming unruly or precision. There are some sports in this shift in emphasis. Specialists questioning if we're witnessing the start of a fresh generation of players, those who prioritize shooting from a distance instead of adhering to the more conventional, older version of basketball abilities. But Clark has a significant influence beyond merely shooting and training. Each and every she turns every time she enters the court. The game becomes a war of the mind, a high-level chess game between the attacking and protection. Opposing team coaches are frequently forced to make difficult decisions. Do they keep a close eye on her at half-court and run the danger of leaving her teammates vulnerable? Or do they hope she misses them by staying behind those deep bombs? In any case, it's never easy to stop her, as she can score from nearly any place. The opposing coaches must alter their whole defensive approach. They must consider which players to step in regardless of whether their guards are quick and intelligent enough to stay up with her, and when timeouts should be called simply to discuss ways to stop her. Her presence hitting the ground increases the level of tension that each choice. Additionally, for the guys who must protect her, the strain is fierce. They are aware that even the slightest error, a single cautious step, or one hesitancy moment can result in the shot that Clark drained from an impossible separation. That sort of ongoing mental. A defender's confidence may be shaken by stress and interfere with their ability to make decisions for the remainder of the match. How is the media and sports commentators in communication with Clark's impact? Let's examine it more closely. Clark's impact on television and analytics for basketball. TV crews reporting on Caitlin's WNBA games. Clark has had to alter its approach to record and broadcast the action. The fact that Clark plays in I have never seen anything like that before. Her range of aim is so much farther than the standard that standard camera angles are unable to always stay up to date. Cameras must now zoom out earlier and follow her from a distance farther up the court in order to catch the complete image, both of her bold long-range shots and the manner in which defenders rush to respond. Additionally, broadcasting teams have started utilizing new phrases and creative ways of evaluating her performance on the court. Shots that were previously regarded as last attempts at a second prayer, reckless throws from way outside the arc are now accepted. Strategic plays when Clark takes them. She was able to make these shots with consistency and confidence have evolved. The way pundits discuss offense. Not only is impact technical, but it's both emotional and visual. Her profound threes produce breathtaking television moments that are ideal for highlight videos and replay snippets. Videos and social media postings that go viral. Excitement like that attracts more WNBA game watchers and maintains fans chatting after the last buzzer. 2. assist viewers in comprehending how. Some of Clark's photos are truly incredible. Recently, networks have enhanced their replay capabilities, tools, and improved the graphics quality. These images dissect the amazing, how far away and how rough were her shots, how quickly the defenders close in on her. Considering the improbability of those baskets, statistically, it enables viewers to understand their observing anything that is actually revolutionary. This has all led to a fresh wave of media coverage of women's basketball. Authors, scholars, and analysts are delving further into the game's strategic aspect. There, in an attempt to clarify how one player, teams are forced to reconsider by Caitlin Clark. Their whole strategy, her appearance on the court is altering how the sport is viewed, discussed, and played. And that the ripple effect is altering the whole WNBA scene. Caitlin Clark's not only has long-range shooting astounded basketball fans, it's also pushed analytics professionals to reconsider how the game is quantified and comprehended. The capacity to fire precise bullets from long past the three-point line there has compelled analysts to develop whole new methods to monitor and assess performance.